Have a nice picture.
Okay.
Okay, here we go now. Okay, got it?
Yep.
Okay, good morning. Today is the 16th of May, 2007. I'm Bob Andrade, a volunteer here at the Palm Springs Air Museum here in California. Part of our mission is to record and preserve the history of our country's military conflicts, especially World War II. As part of the Veterans History Project of the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., we conduct interviews of veterans and civilians who participated in these conflicts. Today I'm here at the museum along with fellow volunteer Peggy Ivy, a docent in the European hangar, and a special guest, Brian Pedersen. Today we have the honor and privilege of interviewing Mindy Parker and Johnny Imus. Both were born in the Philippines. So we're going to talk to him and her about that and a lot of other things. Nice to have you here, Mindy and Johnny. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, I'll sit there and start it. Okay, now. I'll get this over here like that. It seems like. Looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah, they're centered pretty well. Yeah.
Look okay now?
Yeah. Got all of them meaned out.
Okay. Okay, we're really glad to have you here, and we're going to start with you, Minda Parker. Would you pronounce your name and spell it for us, please?
My name is M-I-N-D-A, Minda Parker, P-A-R-K-E-R.
Okay, and you, Johnny, would you do the same?
I'm Johnny Imus. My name is Johny.
Okay.
Capital I-M-U-S.
Okay. First, I'd like to ask you, it's Minda. Minda.
Yes. Please speak a little louder to me, please.
Pardon?
Speak to me a little bit louder.
Okay. Same here too.
Thank you very
Okay. Yes,
much.
I will.
Thank you.
That I can do.
Thank you.
Okay. First of all, tell us where you were born, and where you were brought up.
I was born in Mindanao, the Muslim country of the Philippines, you see, and my father at that time was a supervisor teacher in English, and I was born there, but I grew up in Manila later on because my parents, my mother and my father were teachers, so in Manila they were teaching, and then came the war that time.
Okay. Now, can you now? Has your family always lived in the Philippines? I mean, that's you.
Yes.
They've always been there.
Right.
Now, how did they meet?
My parents?
Do you know how?
My father had Spanish blood, you know, because the Philippines was under Spain before, and I think my father came over together with some Spaniards, because we were under the Spanish regime before the Americans came, followed by the Japanese. So that was how it was. My father met my mother there in the Philippines.
Okay. Now, do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, my mother's father at the time was a mayor of a province in the Philippines, right? And they spoke Spanish because my grandmother was a full Spaniard. They spoke Spanish, and the Filipino language of Tagalog, although the dialects in the Philippines is more than 280 dialects in the Philippines. The Filipinos talk in their own dialects. Like Juanito, Johnny, you know, he can speak the dialect in the place where he was born. And so sometimes we have to use English and Tagalog to know each other. That is how it was.
That's
before.
very
Right.
interesting. Now, you went to you were in the same town. I mean, you stayed in the same time through your education, or did you move around?
He went through another education in the place where he lived. It is another province in the Philippines, right? It's about how many from Manila. It will take how many hours to go from Manila to your place?
Well, I think
But still in Luzon.
Yeah, Luzon. Yes. Because the Philippines divided into three: the northern, the middle one, which is the little islands, and then Mindanao, which is the south. Right. Manila is in the north, and he is part of the Manila area, but a little bit farther away from us.
Okay, now Johnny, we'll start you again now. Where were you born, and where were you brought up?
I was born in the province of Pangasinan, that is western part of Luzon. And I was born 1935. And during the World War II, I was only 12 years.
Okay, keep going.
Okay.
That's where-
Yeah, I was 12 years during the World War II.
Wait, just hold it a minute. Something happened here, and I don't know. It looks like it rewound by itself. Didn't it? See right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Oh, I've got a problem here.
Sometimes I want to erase it out of my mind because of all the
Yeah.
sorrows and the
Yeah,
difficulties
I'm sure
that's
it brings back
underwent.
a lot of memories.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
this is a good one
the
right
heart
here.
with
General
General
MacArthur.
MacArthur will be of interest to lots of people. You know,
Douglas MacArthur.
General Douglas MacArthur. I think your father was affiliated with him in some respect, was he? Or Oh, he did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'll be of interest.
Under
too.
MacArthur, he arrived, you see.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
Okay,
anything.
Johnny. Now you were born and what name that town again?
The southern part of Luzon is the province of Pangasinan. That's where I born. And my parents, my father is the one of the councilman in the city. That's why when the Japanese came, they are looking those people that they have a rank in the city
The leadership stuff.
to pick it up and get it.
And how did
And that's why our province, about 10 group in our area, they will make a 10 family head, they will make a tunnel, a big tunnel, so that when the Japanese come, everybody will hide on the tunnel. especially at night. If they hear that there is an airplane on the sky, they hide it, no light at all.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Okay,
I
now.
remember.
Okay, now, did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, we are 7 in the family.
7 in the family, huh?
Yeah.
And how did your mother and father get together?
Well, that's why my mother is from other area, and my father, I don't know where they meet together because
A big secret, huh?
yeah, my mother is Ilocano because they got so many dialect in there that I don't remember.
But
because-
they were pure Filipino then.
yeah, I am the second to the youngest of our family. That's why I can't remember exactly how they met.
Okay, if you were born in 1935,
35,
and then the now, what's your first recollection? Did you have any idea when you were a child, any idea at all about a war maybe happening?
Well, I remember that the Japanese are too they are too.
Did you know anything was going on in China? You're too young to really know that, right?
China, I don't know what happened in China. But just in the Philippines, I remember we are hiding all the time on the tunnel.
Okay. How about you, Menda? What year were you born?
1931.
31. Then you pretty well knew what was going on. A little bit. Did you know what was going on in China and what the Japanese were doing?
No.
Well, like the rest of us, you didn't know anything.
We had a very peaceful country. Everything was nice. We were studying English, and we went to school. English was taught to us. But then the first time that I saw that plane, I did not know what was a plane. And then, I mean to say, we might have had pictures of that, but we did not know how it looked, but the sound up was that. And then bombs were going down.
Now, where were you at this
Manila.
time? You were in Manila. And where were you at the time of the attack?
I am in Luzon.
Yes.
Was there any bombing there?
No, there is no bomb in there, but most of the time, all those municipal building, they burn it up. That's why during that time, all the people are burned on the city hall. They burn all this because they are looking for those official. They got the position in the city. They are looking for it.
And okay, now let's emphasize a little bit on Manila again. Now I think they bombed Manila, wasn't it about the day after, about the 8th or 9th?
I don't know because I don't remember any dates before.
Okay,
The
no
main thing
dates,
is
but you do.
We were all just sort of in a trance that all of the hordes of airplane coming one after the other, night and
Yeah,
day.
you were about 10 years old and saw that.
Yes, and then everything was burning all over the place. Our house was burning, all the neighbors, everything. The Manila was just plain soil. Right.
Okay, do you know what the expression open city meant at that
Yes.
time?
They called it later on open city in Tagalog, which is bukas ang bansa, meaning to say open city, and the meaning is that we should not fight back. We were ordered that we should not fight back. So my father, there were news that MacArthur would be coming to save us, something I don't know who is MacArthur that they were talking about. And my father, because he was teaching English and he knew more about America, said to my mother that he would join the underground.
Because the guerrillas, huh?
Yes, and so to do that, because we lost the house, we had to move to another province, which is in Tarlac. I
Is it
think
very
it's
far
near-
from Manila?
Oh yes, it's very far from Manila.
Well, in other words, you were a refugee in your own country.
Yes, we were refugees in our own country, and when we arrived in Tarlac, they were the Japanese. There were Japanese troops there. I only heard it from my mother and father that there were Japanese troops, and they were looking who was for the mayor, the high class officials, and everything, and they were looking for people who know how to speak, properly English and Japanese, and of course nobody knew how to speak, So, but then again the news came that soon MacArthur would come and save us, and that we should keep cool. And then, so that was how my father said that if MacArthur will come, he will join the underground. And because of that, there were others who joined the underground. I did not know any meaning of underground, but there were caves in the mountains where my parents brought us. Caves there in the mountains where the malaria was there and everything. And then my remembrance of the Japanese is they will be marching in, and they will fire their guns, which sounded, as my mother said, they were very, very far, but actually they were already near, and so everybody has to do. And some of our
when you
neighbors
say-
were killed.
When you say guns, are we talking rifles, or are you talking about motors and cannons?
No, I do not know whether it was motors or cannons or anything.
You just heard firing.
My that is why even now I carry the problem of marching feet. Even now I tremble because I hear the
Boots.
the boots. And then my mother would say, we all go to the cave. Now I'm having goosebumps. And the Japanese, and then they say, kura, kura. And then they are there, and then they start shooting. And then you have to go under there. You see others getting killed. Right. So that is all that I could remember.
Do you know? Do you? Of course, you at that time, you knew nothing about the Death March at that
no.
time. Probably all through the war. You probably.
I learned about it as I grew older. Because as people told, as veterans told about their background, as I grew older, and was in high school, they used to tell about the problems that they had in Death March in Bataan.
Yeah. How about you, Johnny? Now, when did you first physically see the Japanese?
Oh,
You were very young, but
I'm very young at that time. I just remember that they are very cruel with the people. Those have a position in the city. They are looking for it and get it and let them tie on the tree that there is so many ants, so that they can tell who are the other officer in that
Yeah, that's right.
country. They tied up in the ant,
In the plaza.
Yeah, in the plaza, so that you will tell where the other people hiding. That's why they are hiding very good. Those people official in that city, like the mayor, councilman, everything.
now how did you have enough at the beginning of the war? Did you have enough to eat?
Oh yeah, we don't have enough to eat, but you know what we're doing? Our animals, we just butcher them, all of them, and then we go bring a meat to other place where we go and for
You shared with all these other people then?
yeah, we go away. We butcher our animal because the Japanese, if they will see your animal, they will get it. They will eat it.
So you had to be careful and hide your food from them, huh?
Yeah,
They would
that's
take
why
your food.
they will hide all those meat. Those lady, they put in a big bucket and carry it to some place where we get the banquet. Where we what you call
The
that?
Japanese didn't see
Evacuation.
Yeah, we call it
we call
evacuate. We were
evacuate,
evacuees.
We evacuate to some place. We bring all the meat and then rice to cook.
Okay, now, the governing body, it was, did you have what we call puppet government? Did a lot of the Filipinos cooperate with the Japanese?
Well, that's why they hide very good, because if they will get them, they will let them drink the whole bucket of water. They let you drink that, you finish that one bucket of water, so that you will tell where the other people hiding.
They made the torture method, this torture like the water, they call it the water torture. Yeah, and how about, did you, when I say, the governing, were you able to go to school? Did they have any schools? Was that curtailed or just stopped? Did you have teachers? Did you have classrooms?
They stop it. They stop it. The classes in the school because they hiding some place. We have evacuation and to other places. So all the city empty. Is they hiding all of it.
And you probably, at that time, you probably saw, what were you, can you both of you remember what you did? Did you celebrate Christmas?
Oh
There
no.
was no Christmas.
Did you normally celebrate Christmas?
No.
Yes, we celebrate Christmas,
I mean,
but
normally,
during the
before
war.
the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the war, we cannot celebrate any party because that's the one they're looking at. So many people there, they will go there and get them.
Now you mentioned some atrocities to Peggy there. You saw some of the atrocities of the Japanese. What can you describe that, or can
Right.
you do that?
What do you mean?
The atrocities, what they did to the.
Yeah, because it was like this. Because my father, when he joined the underground, I heard that he became a captain, right? And many of the soldiers joined him, of course. Many soldiers joined him there, but I never saw him because they were in the mountains. You see, they were.
That was your father?
Yes, my father. But I knew from my mother that he is an officer, because you see my father was highly educated. You see, and spoke English and spoke Spanish. You know,
you
and he
said
was a
the
teacher
captain?
and a supervisor. So he became immediately a captain there.
Oh.
And the thing there is, they collected all the wives and children in the plaza. We call it a plaza. It's a place where everybody goes to see everything, and then
The town hall or
yes,
something like that.
Yes, and then there is a Filipino they will put a sack on his head, and then cut here, and this Filipino man, because I would look like that, he would go around, followed by Japanese soldiers, and then point who is the woman or wife or the daughter or who has a father or a son in the underground, right? So you can just imagine everybody, what you call that now, uh, trembling.
Oh yeah, there.
Right.
Nobody could trust anybody anymore,
Yes.
huh?
And now, that's another story about my father. And they pointed my mother that she had a husband who is in the underground.
You undoubtedly had informers.
That man with the sack on his head.
Okay, that he was an informer.
Yes. I do not know an informer.
Well, that's what
but
they usually call
he is a
people that would-
Filipino. He is a Filipino.
Yeah.
Meaning to say, later on when I became an adult, I could connect all of those things. That he must have been caught by the Japanese and be killed if he's not going to inform.
And they pointed the
because
finger.
he knew. And then, so one time they brought us to another place where my mother was brought and then we saw my father. He was tied. He was tied in his back, and his feet was up, and it was beside a well, and my father was being
Head down.
put down, up and put down.
We call it dunked.
Yes, to tell that to accept that he was a captain. He was an officer in the armed forces. And my father said no. Of course, naturally, he said no. And because I was there, I was a little kid.
You saw that.
They got me, and they asked my mother, and my mother said no. They asked me, and then my father talked to me in Spanish. Niña, no hay hablar. Little girl, don't talk.
Don't talk.
No hay hablar. So, I said, and then I said, yo te amo, niña bonita, my father said, because I nodded. He said, I love you very much. And the Japanese kicked me because why am I talking something that they don't understand?
Yeah, I can
Right,
see
they
that.
asked me what my father was telling. And then I did not answer them. I said, love, father, love. Like that only. So they again put him down there. And that, of course, later on, I think they freed my father. I think when MacArthur arrived, I don't know.
In other words, he became a prisoner after
Yes, he
they
was a
caught
prisoner.
him.
I never saw him until
Now, do you know what
MacArthur
camp he
arrived.
went to?
Pardon?
Do you know what camp? You know, you had Cabanatuan. Was he at one of those POW camps?
Yes, but that was one thing that happened to me too because the Japanese said the children do not tell lies. So they got me by like that, and then that is why right now I'm still suffering from what the Japanese did to me. Because they got angry with me because I would not tell whether my father was that, and they kicked me and I fell, and then the end of the rifle, they did it like that to me, and I don't know why it did not reach me. It reached me a little, and then they were about to do that, and one man put his body over me
To protect you, huh?
to protect me, and he was the one who died. I did not know about that. It was only later on when I became a teacher that I had, all through the years, I had been digging and researching who is that man. Because you see, that is why here I still am suffering a very hard thing because of because they did again like that, and then
They injured your
yes,
vertebrae or something.
and the second time that they would do like that man, and that man I discovered was one of the soldiers under my father.
Oh,
Yeah, because because somebody pointed on him also that he is with on the underground. And then when I did not answer my father, and the the what you call that now, because the Japanese did not believe me. They kicked me because they said, children, no lies. They said. Then I said, because I said he's not my father and everything, because my father said in Spanish that no hay hablar, I mustn't talk.
Because you never knew what happened to the guy with the sack on his head, huh?
Yes.
Do you know
And
what ever happened to him?
that man who saved me, my father said, was one of his soldiers. I think was his sergeant. And my father never knew the name of that sergeant. So during all the years up to now, I have been digging and digging through all the soldiers or whatever who is he, so that I could repay what he did for me. But I could not find it
hard, but
until now.
You're
So that
trying.
is the story of
And how
my
about you,
life.
sir, Johnny? What was your communication with the Japanese? What did you see about them that you really thought was what things they did that were bad?
Well, I just remember, because I'm still young, that the Japanese are very cruel with the people, and then that's why they hide on the tunnel most of the time, because they notice that when the Japanese go around the city, the dogs are barking too much. Even the dogs are hungry with the Japanese.
They didn't like the Japanese.
People they don't like. You just smell them, they barking, all of them. That's why we notice if the old dogs and around us it's barking, there is a Japanese coming. That's why we
a warning system, huh?
yeah, we all run on the tunnel, and then when they get I heard that in my sister relate me that they got a baby about 5 years old, and she asking where their parents where they are. She don't know how to talk Japanese. She's crying. The Japanese are hungry. They threw it on the air, and their gun. There is a bayonet and then they point the bayonet. When it goes down, it's dead. That's
And they would
why-
all laugh, huh?
Yeah,
They
you're
did
happy to kill like that way. But it's too scary how this they cruel.
I didn't know that you know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's
they
why.
Did you see that also?
Yes, yes. I was, no, they will, the mother is feeding the baby, from the breast. They just get it like that, and then they'll fix the, my hair is standing, and then they will throw the baby up, and then do like that. And because I was young, and I was also curious, the blood will all over that like that.
What a thing to
And they look
experience.
for girls older, and they will get them with them. And the parents are crying, and you know what they will say? You come, headquarters, come. Give you sugar, give you rice, give you like that.
Now, did you have any? Was there any communication? Did they restrict all radios? You didn't know what was going on in the Pacific.
No radios.
They now, if you were caught with a radio, you were killed, right?
There is no radio
radios,
at that
no
time.
newspapers, no
Yeah.
nothing.
There is
No,
no radio.
You didn't have. You had propaganda, didn't you? Japanese propaganda.
You know how we travel before news? We have that shell. You will blow the shell.
the conch.
Yeah, the horn. The
The horn of the
conch
shell. Until the
Yeah.
next tribe there, the
Oh, yeah?
Japanese are coming. Like
Yeah.
that, right?
The
Yeah,
horn.
you had that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you make a hole in the horn. That's the one they're blowing, and the
Yeah.
sound was too
Yeah.
strong. Yeah.
That's our communication.
Okay, but at some time, when did you first see that the Americans had Did you know when MacArthur made it to Leyte? Did you know anything about that? By word of mouth or by?
He really came. There was a celebration.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but if they caught you
came out.
celebrating, they would
Yeah.
shoot you too, wouldn't they?
Yes, he was wading in the sea. That is where we saw it in the newspapers. It was a celebration. He was like a god that had come down from heaven.
You do know that that the other people wanted to bypass. They wanted to bypass the Philippines, but he fought and he fought. No, he says we're gonna liberate the people. Now, did you ever? But you never came in contact with any of the prisoners, the POWs, or the internees at all. Like the Las Baños, Santo Tomas, or
Yeah, some of our teachers, American teachers.
yeah, they were in Santo Tomas
Yeah,
and Las
because
Baños.
I later on I became a teacher in an Anglican school, and that Anglican school, the ones who were Anglicans were interned in Santo Tomas before, and some of my friends used to go there and give them rice secretly, you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the. So I'm in.
That's
I
it.
study a lot about the Philippines,
Yeah.
and they risk their lives to get the
Yes,
internees
yes.
and the POWs food.
Reverend Griffiths.
If they caught them,
They're Anglicans. Yes, and I happened to be taken in before as a teacher there. That is how it all started.
Okay, now, could you tell? Did you have any feelings when you could tell that the Japanese were losing? When the Americans were advancing, do you remember knowing about the Americans advancing when MacArthur came back?
No.
Were you aware of the advance of the Americans?
What do you mean?
Well, when they landed on Leyte, then they landed on Luzon.
Yeah,
Did
later.
you know there was a battle, another battle going on with the
Yeah.
Americans against the Japanese?
Yes,
You-
they were.
You recall that?
Many died. Many Filipinos died too.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh! In Camp O'Donnell,
Yes,
200 a day.
yes. But I didn't see it. I only learned about it later on
Later
when there
on.
were books printed, you know, about that.
But evidently, the Japanese were all. What did they call them? Cities or towns or hamlets? What did they call these little towns?
Excuse me, I forgot to tell you that you were asking him that, yes, the Japanese opened schools, but Japanese was taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were trying to make you speak Japanese, huh?
Yes, they told us to speak Japanese. Right. And is it not, they opened also, but only the elementary, the lower ones, like grade 1, grade 2, grade 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, something like that. And they tried to show us that they were very kind. But when they were angry, they were very, very angry also.
Now, can you remember when you were liberated? When you were liberated, the Japanese gone.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
yes.
What was it like to be free again?
What was like to be free? During all the Japanese war, we were all talking about the Japanese in whispers. We never talked to anybody, even among ourselves. We did not even trust each other because we knew that some of the Filipinos were being caught by the Japanese and tortured. You know, so we do not know who is our friend. Because my father told us, never talk to any Filipino what's happening. Because we do not know who are our friends, and we do not know who
Okay,
are...
now, the war's over now.
Yes.
Okay, now, there was big celebration all over the Philippines, huh?
Oh, sure, you're
Oh, yes.
happy. You're happy.
Everybody happy?
Everybody happy.
And now, now by this time, were you starving or were you very hungry? I mean, have you had enough to eat?
We received also help already from America, like clothing and rice. and milk and bread. And the funny thing is, the milk that America sent was the wrong thing that we needed. Why? Because the children all develop stomach, because we are not used to drinking milk.
Yeah, that's right.
Right,
That right?
we're not used to that. And our stomachs were not used to that. We needed more bread. But they gave us so much milk.
Do you like milk today?
That is the truth, right? We did not need milk. We had coconut milk.
Oh, that's
Yes, but not the milk from America.
okay. Now
Well,
you're
listen to it.
okay.
So
Now
we were
now
happy.
the war's over. Now, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you get back to your family back to your father and your mother?
Yes,
You
yes.
became
We
a
all-
family again.
Yes, and everybody told about, because we were all separated, everybody told us about catching locusts, eating anything that can fly because we had nothing to eat, Oh yes, we learned how to eat the cockroaches and everything.
Yeah, just like, and I bet you don't throw away food. I mean, you eat everything your plate. On your
Everything
plate.
that we can catch.
Yeah, well
Imagine
then.
a cockroach, you will catch it and then get its wings and then eat it raw.
Okay, now, both of you, the war's over now. Okay, and you go back. You try to go back to a normal life now. You have your who is your president now? What was the name? That came back, Romulo or Romulo?
Romulo.
Your
Romulo before
president?
was the defense no, not defense, but he was the Secretary of State at the
And then now the next year they became separate from the United States. They got their freedom there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they became their own. Now by now you're back to school again, right? And
Yes.
the schools are established in probably 1946.
Yeah.
And you're
School
getting your
open.
education.
Our books are all American books. We memorized everything in the American books. And then some of our teachers did not complete teaching us. That's why I'm asking my husband. I said, you told me this morning, what's the continuation of that? What's that now? Pussycat, Pussycat. And then what's the continuation of Little Bo Peep? Because our American teachers were the elderly ones. And then they just teach us, English. And then
That's
some
the
of
first
those
couple
rhymes.
lines.
And then he was the one who completed it. But where's Little Bo Peep? And then what did you tell me?
Boy blue, come blow your horn. The
Yes.
sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn.
And then white
Where is the
corn.
boy
I
who
said,
looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack with little Bo Peep.
I said, my teacher never told that
I
before.
bet she didn't.
It was lucky. And then my teacher told me, what did you eat this morning? We ate bread and milk and butter and everything, and we were memorizing that, but we never saw bread and butter.
Okay, how about you now?
Right, that is the story.
Yeah, when the war's over now, your family get together. I mean, things are. Did you have enough to eat now the war's over? What did your father do after the war? What kind of work?
We go home. We go back to our place, and
You're 12 years old now. See, you're.
yeah. So after the war, everybody go home and in our place, because it's already freedom. All the people are happy now, and then it's dark again because. Some people, they burn their house, they got no house, they have to build
Start.
again. Yeah, they start to produce everything to use in our life.
Yeah. Now, so you opened up and you went to school, but by now you're in school again, right?
Yeah, the school is
And
open.
did it go start going back?
Yeah.
Now, did you have old teachers too?
Yeah, the teachers go back to school.
And all our books were American books. Everything is all American.
Now, Tagalog, can you still speak that?
Yes,
Ah,
that,
You too?
Tagalog, that's
yes.
our language now,
That is the reason. Our first language in school is English.
Did you know that Palm Springs has one of the highest percentage of Filipinos here in Palm Springs? I taught school here for 30 years, and
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
many.
We have been here my wife, she have been here 1966, here in Palm Springs, and just come in here in 1970, and then I met her 1971, and we don't know each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you meet her?
We work together in the district hospital right here in Palm Springs.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And what
And then-
did you do there?
I work in the nutrition department. I'm a cook. I am a cook there in the
Okay.
hospital. And my wife, she is a medical technology.
Uh-huh.
She get your blood, and then you will have a blood test to find out everything.
She was a technician and that
Yes,
was a
uh-huh.
technician.
Now, are you still working over there?
No, we retired already, sir. We retired already in the hospital.
Okay.
That's why when we retired in the hospital, we have our own business. We have a 4 facility that we take care of those old people.
Okay. Aided facility.
Yes, elder facility. Within 15 years, we are already old. We want to travel. That's why we have 6 property here in Sunny Dunes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you now? Do you live here now?
Pardon?
Where do you live?
In New Zealand.
You live in New Zealand.
Yes,
Are you a New Zealander?
with Brian.
How did you meet?
Because I was in New Zealand already before, because I applied. I was here in America working, and then New Zealand received a letter from the United Nations that they were going to send New Zealand 800 refugees. So they put in advert here. They needed somebody who understood Asian culture.
Culture. Okay.
Right. And because nobody in New Zealand knew about Asian culture, and then they will be receiving 800 refugees. So I applied for it. Because I was already
Who are the refugees?
the refugees coming from Laos, Vietnam.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
all of that. And then, so they needed somebody. And here in America, because I was with LA, America has already advanced techniques on taking care of the refugees, because I entered into the course of refugee caring.
Uh-huh.
So I applied and I was taken in by New Zealand, all expenses paid for. So that is how I joined
Okay.
them.
Now, how long have you been there in New Zealand? How many years now?
Oh, 25 years, going to 27 years,
25?
something like that.
Have you got children?
Yes,
Can you tell us about them? How old
Yes.
they are and what
Right.
they're doing?
right. Well, I have lost my children because they died also. Yes, and I have a children here in Canada. Yeah, a son here in Canada and a daughter in Texas. Right.
Uh-huh.
I have not seen them for more than 10 or 12 years, I think, right? So I will see them, I will see my son on Tuesday or Thursday this weekend,
This weekend.
Oh,
right?
that's
And
good.
then my daughter, I haven't seen them at all because I have been in New Zealand.
Yeah.
all the time.
How about you now? Do you have any children?
Yes, we have 4
Four.
children.
What ages are they?
The eldest one is 34, the other one is 32, and the third one is 30, and the youngest one is 27.
Mm.
They are the 2 live in San Diego. She is one architect, and the other one she work in the SeaWorld as a supervisor in SeaWorld. I have one son and 3 girls.
How many grandchildren do you have?
We have 5 right now because my son, the eldest one, she get married. She got triplets at one time, three babies. One time only we got 3.
How about you? Are you a
And
grandparent?
the 2 lady, the 2 girls, you got 1 and 1 for the other. That's it.
How about you? Have you got grandchildren?
Oh yes, I don't even know them because I haven't seen them. That's why I don't know how to be a grandmother because they're here.
I want to ask.
Yeah, the one,
Yeah, go for it.
one in Canada and one here.
Mindy, I want to ask you about your formal education. You are highly educated. Could you tell us about your PhDs? I understand you have
Oh
2.
well, while taking care of the children, and I was also teaching. You know, I was also studying at the same time, taking a course like that. I started as a teacher, bachelor degree as a teacher, and then later on I took another course and took my master's degree in guidance and counseling. Then I was working for Brent School, the Anglican school. Father Griffiths told me, the one that was in Manila before the war, and he said, Minda, we are spending money referring the students to one who can solve problems, and I think it is better that you go back to school and take a PhD, so we will not be sending students to somebody better than you. So they gave me time to study and time to teach, and time also to be dorm mother. So that is what I had been doing until I finished.
And you have 2
And
PhDs.
I got, and because I modesty aside, because I got good grades, I always got a scholarship grant.
Good.
So that is how I was able to finish it.
That's marvelous.
Right, and I was able also get that scholarship grant in postdoctorate in LA. Right, so that is how it.
So you're a
But
clinical
I was really very, very
psychologist.
poor too.
Yeah. You're a clinical psychologist and a forensic.
And I was lucky to have relations. My brother was, I stayed with my brother in LA because my brother, as junior, he was the vice president of a bank there in Hollywood, and I stayed in their house, you see. And he had children all who are all holding good jobs. So with all their help too, so I was able to do so.
Marvelous story.
Well, that's good. So when are you going back to New Zealand?
Because I'm also I'm also working there. I was accepted there also, and I work in the hospital too. And in that hospital in New Zealand, nobody wanted to take that job in what they call the Wairarapa area, which is a little place there outside of Wellington area. And I took that place where nobody wanted to go. I took that place in the hospital, and also did the job of no psychiatrist would come in, and because I was a clinical psychologist, I did both jobs together, and then befriended all the people there and learned their accent, because they have their own accent, you know, and their way. They love people there, knew each other, you know, and I became close to them, and they thought I was a Maori.
How did they?
Because the Maoris would come to me and kiss me on the nose, because they kiss you, they will kiss you like this. I will say like that.
And the nose. Nose to nose.
Three times.
3 times.
Nose to nose.
I thought that only Eskimos did that.
Yeah, no.
They thought I was a Maori because of my skin. They say so they loved me very, very much. So if I was successful, it's because of my skin.
Oh, that's great.
That's
And then
great.
they kiss me on.
And now you say you're retired and you have an aided home facility. Where's that in Palm Springs or Cathedral City?
Yes, right here in Palm Spring, just across the, that Sunny Don Sierra, across the airport.
Okay.
between Bella and Santa Cruz.
Mhm.
We have a 6 property there in one street.
Mhm.
How long have you had that business?
Yes, for business.
How long?
We have been in the business for 15 years.
Oh, that's great. And then you probably
Since
you
1989.
probably working at the same time while your business.
Yes,
And now you're fully retired.
we are both retired now.
Good for
So,
you.
yeah.
And but you're not working anymore.
No,
I
no
mean,
more. But I'm still giving my help to others.
and you're a volunteer like we are.
Yes, because they called me they called me to honor me. They called me that because some of them cannot afford. I did not know that in New Zealand the rich people are the farmers. But however, there's a time where they are poor. They cannot afford to pay a doctor or anything, you know. So because of that, I said, never mind. I will attend to you, you know. Anyway, it's all right. Then they said to me, I was the only doctor, they said, offering my services free. And I said, don't worry, I have my husband. I said, we're only two. I said, our kids are already okay. So they said, would you please come to the farm and get chook and eggs? I did not know what is a chook. I said, why are they offering me to get chook and eggs? And then so I
Maybe I'll
never
milk you one.
collected because I will have to travel 2 kilometers just to get chook and eggs. So I asked him, what is chook and eggs? A chook is a hen. Oh my God.
Chicken.
I said, because they had some idiomatic expressions that I don't understand. So now I still give my services free because it's my only way of thanking New Zealand, because when I was attending seminars here, New Zealand told me, Minda, you're entitled to help. We will discount your expenses in the plane and the seminar and the food and everything where it is held, because you are going for professional growth. As long as you serve the people here, you will receive that. So in return of what New Zealand did to me to get again my doctorate, you know, I offered my services free too. And then the people said, oh, we'll give you chook and eggs.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna go back a little bit. There's something I didn't think about.
Yeah.
How did they treat now religion over there? Now, did you go to church before the Japanese came there?
Oh no.
What I mean, no. Before the Japanese, you had a lot of churches over there, and
Yes.
and most of the people were Catholic, right?
Yes,
We had our churches, but it is underground, the cave.
Okay. In other words,
Right.
you could not have the normal services anymore, open
Right.
services. You had to do it underground.
yes.
Yeah.
And
I
they-
don't know with yours,
Yeah, before.
but ours is underground.
Yeah.
They forbid religion. In other words.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's
they
really
forbid
interesting. That's
religion.
really interesting. Well, listen, we really thank you for
Yeah.
coming here and taking your time to do this.
We are
okay?
very much honored to have met you, love.
Yeah,
Well,
honored.
really. Okay, I'm going to shut this down.
Right.
Okay, that's great. Now let's see what we have. This.
You and Peggy, very much honored. darling.
Pardon?
Thank you
We
so
enjoyed
much.
it. Like I'm a volunteer 6 days a week.
Right. Well,
See, my wife at your same age, I lost her 6 years ago. So I come here. This is my family now.
yeah.
And this is part of me
Yeah,
because
I know.
of the airplane.
We are volunteering. Even me, I'm volunteering too, because I'm thanking God for
That's same here.
everything that we are
Same.
alive. Yes.
Well, I come here because I don't want anyone to forget that.
Right.
era.
It's been wonderful sharing with you.
Yeah.